May 4th, 1 Chronicles 9, 10, and 11. 1 Chronicles 9. And all Israel registered themselves by genealogy. And see, they were written in the book of the sovereigns of Israel, and Judah was exiled to Babel for their trespass. And the first inhabitants who were in their possessions, in their cities of Israel, were the priests, the Levites, and the Nethinim. And in Jerusalem dwelt some of the children of Judah, and some of the children of Benjamin, and some of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh. Uthai, son of Ammihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, of the sons of Peretz, the son of Judah. And of the Shilonites, Asaiah of the firstborn of his sons. And of the sons of Zerah, Uel and their brothers, 690. And of the sons of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshulam, son of Hodaiah, son of Hashanuah, and Yebaniah, son of Yeroham, and Elah, son of Uzi, son of Mikri, and Meshulam, son of Shephatiah, son of Reuel, son of Yibna, Yibniah, and their brothers according to their generations, 956. All these men were heads of a father's house in their father's houses, and are the priests, Yehuda, and Yehoyarib, and Yakin, and Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshulam, son of Tzedek, son of Marioth, son of Ahitub, the officer over the house of Elohim. And Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashur, son of Milkiah, and Maasai, son of Adiel, son of Azariah, son of Meshulam, son of Mishli-Ilmeth, son of Immer, and their brothers, heads of their fathers' houses, 1,760, able men for the work of the service of the house of Elohim. And of the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Hashub, son of Azarikam, son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari, and Bakar, Hirish, and Galal, and Mathaniah, son of Milcah, son of Ziri, son of Asaph, and Abadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Galal, son of Yeduthan, and Berechiah, son of Asa, son of Elkanah, who dwelt in the villages of the Neophathites, and the gatekeepers, Shalom and Akab, and Talmon, and Aman, and their brothers, Salom the chief. And up till then they were gatekeepers for the camps of the children of Levi at the sovereign's gate on the east. And Salom, son of Kori, son of Ebasaph, son of Korah, and his brothers, from his father's house, the Korahites, were over the work of the service, guards of the thresholds of the tent. And their fathers had been guards of the entrance to the camp of Yah. And Phinehas, son of Eleazar, was leader over them in time past. Yah was with him. Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was gatekeeper at the entrance of the tent of appointment. All those chosen as gatekeepers at the thresholds were 212. They were registered by genealogy in their villages. David and Shemuel this year had appointed them to their office of trust. So they and their sons were over the gates of the house of Yah, the house of the tent, by watches. The gatekeepers were on 4 sides, east, west, north, and south. And their brothers in their villages had come with them from time to time for 7 days. For the 4 chief gatekeepers were in an office of trust. They were Levites, and they were over the rooms and treasuries of the house of Elohim. And they spent the night all around the house of Elohim, because they had the duty, and they were to open it morning by morning. And some of them were over the vessels of service, for they brought them in and took them out by count. And some of them were appointed over the vessels, even over all the vessels of the set-apart place, and over the fine flour, and the wine, and the oil, and the incense, and the spices. And some of the sons of the priests blended the compound of spices. Mattithiah of the Levites, the firstborn of Shillem, the Korhite, was entrusted with the making of the flat cakes. And some of their brothers of the sons of the Kehathites were over the showbread, to prepare every Sabbath. And these were the singers, heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites, in the rooms, and were exempted from other duties, for they were employed in that work day and night. These heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites were heads throughout their generations. They dwelt at Jerusalem. And Yeiel, the father of Gibeon, whose wife's name was Ma'akah, dwelt at Gibeon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Sur, then Kish, then Baal, and Ner, and Nadab, and Gider, and Ayo, and Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth brought forth Shemam. And they too dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jonathan, and Milki-Shua, and Abinadab, and Ishbaal. And the sons of Jonathan were Meribbaal, and Meribbaal brought forth Micah. And the sons of Micah, Python, and Melech, and Tariah, and Ahaz, who brought forth Yara, and Yara brought forth Alameth, and Asmoeth, and Zimri, and Zimri brought forth Motza, and Motza brought forth Bina, and Rephaiah was his son, and Elasah his son, Atzel his son, and Atzel had 6 sons whose names were these: Azrikam, Bokeru, and Yishmael, and Sheariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Etzel. 1 Chronicles 10. And the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines, and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines pursued Saul and his sons, and the Philistines struck Jonathan, and Abinadab, and Malchishua, sons of Saul. And the battle was heavy on Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was wounded by the archers. And Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through with it, lest these uncircumcised ones come and abuse me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he was much afraid. So Saul took a sword and fell on it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died. Thus Saul and his 3 sons died, and all his house they died together. And when all the men of Israel who were in the valley saw that they had fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook their cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dwelt in them. And the next day it came to be, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they had found Saul and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. And they stripped him and took his head and his armor, and sent word throughout the land of the Philistines, to proclaim the news among their idols and among the people, and to put his armor in the house of their mighty ones, and fastened his head in the house of Dagon. And all Jabesh Gilead heard of all that the Philistines had done to Saul. And all the brave men arose and took the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons, and they brought them to Jabesh, and buried their bones under the tamarisk tree at Jabesh, and fasted 7 days. Thus Saul died for his trespass, which he had trespassed against Yah, because he did not guard the word of Yah, and also for asking a medium for to make inquiry, and did not and did not inquire of Yah, so he put him to death, and turned the reign over to David, son of Yishai. First Chronicles 11. And all Israel came together to David at Hebron, saying, See, what are your bone and your flesh? Also, in time past, even when Shaul was sovereign, you were the one who led Israel out and brought them in. And Yah your Elohim said to you, Shepherd my people Israel, and be ruler over my people Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the sovereign at Hebron, and David made a covenant with them at Hebron before Yah. And they anointed David sovereign over Israel, according to the word of Yah by Samuel. And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, where the Jebusites were the inhabitants of the land. And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, You do not come in here. But David captured the stronghold of Sion, the city of David. And David said, Whoever strikes the Jebusites first becomes chief and commander. And Joab, son of Zeruiah, went up first and became chief. And David dwelt in the stronghold. So they called it the city of David. And he built the city around it, from Millo round about. And Joab revived the rest of the city. And David went on and became great, and Yah of hosts was with him. And these were the heads of the mighty men whom David had, who strengthened themselves with him in his reign, with all Israel, and set him up over the reign of Israel, according to the word of Yah. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had. Yashobam, son of Hachmonite, chief of the 30. He had lifted up his spear against 300 and slain at one time. And after him was Eleazar, son of Dodo, the Ahohite, who was one of the three mighty men. He was with David at Pasdammim, and the Philistines were gathered there for battle, and a portion of the field was filled with barley. And the people had fled before the Philistines. But they took their stand in the midst of that field, and delivered it, and struck the Philistines. Thus Yah saved them by a great deliverance. And 3 of the 30 chiefs went down to the rock to David, into the cave of Adullam, while the army of the Philistines encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And David was in the stronghold, and the watchpost of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that someone would give me a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 broke through the camp of the Philistines, and drew water from the well of Bethlehem, that was by the gate, and took it, and brought it to David. But David would not drink it, but poured it out to Yah. And he said, Far be it from me, O my Elohim, that I should do this. Should I drink the blood of these men who have risked their lives? For at the risk of their lives they brought it. And he would not drink it. This is what the 3 mighty men did. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, was chief of another 3. And he had lifted up his spear against 300 men who were slain, and won a name among the three. Of the three, he was more esteemed than the other two, so he became their head. However, he did not come to the first three. Benaiah was the son of Jehoiada, the son of a brave man from Kebziel, who had done many deeds. He struck 2 lion-like Moabites. He also went down and struck a lion in the midst of a pit on a snowy day. And he struck a Mitzrayim, Egyptian, a man of great height, 5 cubits tall. And in the Egyptian's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff, and wrenched the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and killed him with his own spear. This is what Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, did, and won a name among the 3 mighty men. See, he was more esteemed than the 30, but he did not come to the first 3. And David set him over his court. And the mighty men of the armies were Asael, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shemoth, the Haroite, Haletz, the Pelonite, Ura, son of Ikesh, the Zekoite, Ebiezer, the Anathoite, Sibekai, the Hushathite, Elai, the Ahorite, Mahari, the Netophanite, Heled, son of Baana, the Netophathite, Ithai, son of Rabbi, of Geba, of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah, the Pirathonite, Hurai, of the wadis of Gaash, Abiel, the Abathite, Asmaweth, the Baharumite, Eliaba, the Shaalbonite, of the sons of Hashem, the Gizonite, Jonathan, son of Shagi, the Hararite, Ayam, son of Sakar, the Hararite, Eliphal, son of Hefer, Hefer the Mecherathite, Ayah the Pelonite, Hetzro the Carmelite, Naarai, son of Izbai, Yoel, brother of Nathan, Mibhar, son of Hagri, Zelek, the Ammonite, Nahara, the Beerothite, the armor bearer of Joab, son of Zeruiah, Ira, the Yitrite, Gareb, the Yithrite, Uriah, the Hittite, Zabab, son of Alai, Adina, son of Shiza, the Reubenite, the head of the Reubenites, and 30 with him, Hanan, son of Maacah, and Josaphat, the Mithnite, Uzziah, the Ashterathite, Shema and Yael, the sons of Hotham, the Arioite, Yediael, son of Shimri, Yoha and his brother, Taitziti, Eliel and Aiel the Mahawite, Uribai, and Yoha, the sons of El-Naam, Yithma the Moabite, Eliel and Obed, and Yaasiel of Mitzobeah.